Deandre Ayton, 2 games for the Bahamian national team so far, and he has gone absolutely crazy. He has been the very, very manifestation of everything that we hope Deandre Ayton will be. Now, we've seen this before out of Deandre. We saw it during the entire 2021 playoffs, so we shouldn't be surprised by it.
I haven't seen it in a little while, so we wanted to see it again.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen this level of Deandre, and he was fantastic again last night as the Bahamian national team came from behind against Argentina, one of the best teams in the world, and beat them handily last night. And Deandre Ayton was the best player on the floor in that game.
And it wasn't an easy game. They were down by 18. So they had to come storming back. And they even took like an 8 or a 9 point lead, and then it was down to 4. So Argentina, so the Bahamas were down by 18. Then they were up by 18 in the fourth quarter. But it got cut to 4 with about 2.5 minutes remaining. But Eric Gordon got a big basket. Buddy Hield buried a 3-pointer, and they were able to win the game. But the big story really was Deandre Ayton, really strong again. Another double-double, 22 points, 15 rebounds, a very efficient 11 of 16 from the field. The steals, the blocks, he was all over the place in bringing the Bahamas what was, according to a guy that's been covering the team for a long time, the greatest win in the history of that basketball program.
I'll be honest with you. It's like I see the 22 points. I see the efficient shooting. My eyes just go right to the rebounds and the blocks, right? That's the nut. That's what you want this year out of Deandre Ayton, right? The points, the Suns are going to have points in spades, man. They're going to have plenty of points everywhere. And I get it. Giving Deandre Ayton his touches are going to be the key to getting him to engage defensively. But I'm looking at those rebounds. I'm looking at those block shots. That's the version of Deandre Ayton the Suns need this year, right?
Yeah. And in when he's playing like that, like there was some guy from the University of Louisiana Monroe on this Bahamas team, Munnings. I can't remember what his first name was. 8 of 8 shots, 3 of 3 from 3-point range, had 20 points, wide open. Because you got to worry about Ayton, you got to worry about Hield. This is why I think about a Suns team. You got to worry about Durant, you got to worry about Beal, you got to worry about Booker. All these guys are going to get wide open shots. Here's a guy playing with 3 NBA guys, and he goes for 20 points. He doesn't miss a shot because all those shots are wide open.
We had a really good guest on earlier today. I hope you got a chance to listen to John Mark Nutt. He is a reporter and photographer for 10th year seniors. We've been reading some of his stuff online because he's
Sounds like my high school career.
I'm sorry?
Sounds like me in high school. I was a 10th year senior. I graduated when I was 27.
That's good. That wasn't expecting that.
10th year senior.
He's there. He's in Argentina. We had him live on the show earlier today, but he's from the Bahamas, and he's been covering Deandre Ayton since he was a teenager there. So you want perspective on how big of a deal this is for them? Well, here you go.
This is so important for us. We've always dreamt about having a team like this, a team with the caliber of players that we have today. Deandre Ayton, we know, has always been a catalyst for the Bahamian people, for the Bahamian team. So everyone knows that pretty much Team Bahamas ride on Deandre Ayton. How far the big man takes us, how far Team Bahamas is going in a national play.
And if these games give DeAndre the opportunity to showcase more of his abilities.
To me, he looks way leaner than he did a year ago. Like he looks like, he's a big guy, he's a muscular guy, but he just looks like he's more lean and more able to be a nimble player now, be able to get the ball from, you said you've been watching it, get the ball off the 3-point line, fake the handoff to Buddy and take it down to dunk the basketball, reverse jam against Cuba. So it's like he has the tools. It just has to be given the opportunity to show that he could do it in the NBA.
That to me is the key.
He has the tools, needs the opportunity to show it.
Well, and in particular, his handle, his ability to create for himself off the dribble, to be more than just a pick and pop guy, right? To be more than just a pick and roll guy, to be more than 15-foot mid-range jump shot guy. The ability to have the handle, drive the rim, attack the rim, dunk the basketball. I know it's superficial, but we all get excited when DeAndre dunks the basketball. He doesn't do it nearly enough. That stuff that he's doing in this tournament, I want to see that translate offensively because that's the stuff that DeAndre Ayton still has a world of potential to unlock offensively. There's so much more to his game than he's showing us, than he's doing. And I hope these games for the Bahamas are showing him that he can do these things on a regular basis, because it just takes his whole game to another level.
But it does beg the question, can he do it on a regular basis against competition like that? And can he do it against competition in the NBA? Which is it's much different. The defenders are much different. The help defense, everything's different. Argentina is a very talented, well-coached, team. They're fourth in the world. They had, Campazzo, former NBA player on that squad. He's been able to do it. We looked at the Cuba game. We didn't really give it much thought. Okay, played well. That's good. But we knew going into that game yesterday against Argentina that was a good barometer to gauge Deandre Ayton. Look, I don't see any negatives out of this. If he leads his team to advance in the pre-qualifying tournament, if they win this thing, if he plays well, if he's named MVP, whatever, it's only going to help him grow as a player. These competitions are good. They help you get better. He's still a young kid, and he was lacking a little confidence. Hopefully this gets his confidence back.
I only see one negative, and that's if it's another false alarm. Because we've had a few of these with Deandre. If it's another false alarm of, okay, our appetite is, we're primed, we're ready to go, we're geared, here comes Deandre Ayton, and he doesn't follow it up. That's we've had that moment before. That to me is the only negative, is that it's whetting our appetite for a meal that we're never going to be served. That's the only downside to this, potentially.
I think with Deandre, you get served the meal, but it's not a regular. It's like if you go to the same restaurant every time, you want a good quality meal every time. He doesn't give that to you. We talk about this all the time, the difference between playing 20 great games to 30 to 40 to 50 to 60. If he could take his game to another level, he'll be more consistent and everybody will love his game.
And that's my point, is I'm hoping that these games show his ability to get to that consistent level. But until we see it in the NBA, it's hard to know whether it's going to happen for sure or not.